Hi, this is Keith with How to Build Your Own Home, and I had an interesting question from a subscriber, and it got me thinking, and I go, yeah, that's actually a really good question. Let me answer that question. And the question is why do they call builders general contractors? It's a really interesting question, and we just kind of gloss over it and just say that's what they call it, but there's a reason why they call a general contractor a general contractor. Let me kind of explain. It goes back really as far as the founding fathers. They taught that we should learn to read, write, and engage in contract. Think about that. Read, write, and engage in contract. Engage in contract includes algebra and arithmetic and all the written agreements with regard to that contract. Well, we changed it and dumbed it down to read, write, and arithmetic. And that's really not what we should be learning. We should be able to engage in contract. Well, that's exactly what a general contractor does. They engage in contract. So they've got to make sure that several things are in place, that the person is licensed, the person is insured, and the person or the subcontractor has the ability to perform the work that they need to do. And that's why you call a general contractor, is because they're engaging in contract. They're engaging in those three aspects that makes that subcontractor qualified to do the work. And that's a lot of work as a general contractor. You've got to actually verify that they've got insurance. You've got to verify that they've got licensure if they need licensure. Most subcontractors need that. And then you have to verify that they've got the capacity to perform that work. That takes a lot of time. And thus creates, or that, what happens after that is we create the good old boys network. I get hit up by subcontractors all the time looking for work. Well, I go with those that I've already verified. I go with those that I've already know the work is done. And so it's very hard to change gears and hire somebody else and have to worry about, oh no, are they not going to perform? Are they really licensed? And I have to go through that entire verification process. That's why a lot of contractors kind of establish their subcontractor list that they're really, really comfortable with. Now, on an average, during the course of the year, I change maybe 2 or 3 different subcontractors. Keep in mind, there's between 38 and 46 different subcontractors needed to build a home, depending upon the complexity and some of the finished things that you do on the home. I have to verify every single one of those. And so every year I try to get a deeper bench. I like to have 2, maybe 3 different framers, 2 or 3 different foundation crews. I like to have that kind of bench, so I'm always trying to change it up to keep my bench strong, it's like a basketball team. You know, if you've got a weak bench and your star players are tired and your bench comes out on the court and they can't perform, you've got a problem. So you want to make sure you have the 2 or 3 different subcontractors in all the different fields that can pull in and do the work, which means I could have up to 150 different subcontractors, and if each one of those has 2 to 3 different employees, we're talking several hundred people that I'm managing during the course of a year on various jobs. That's why they call it a builder, a general contractor. They're engaging in contract. They're also going to give that subcontractor specifications. They're also going to give that subcontractor what they call the scope of work. That scope of work is what they're bidding on. And if you don't know that scope of work, you're in trouble. Like, for example, when I first started off years and years ago, I had doing a basement, and the subcontractor bid the basements, but they didn't bid the footings. So that was an additional $2,000 or $3,000 that I didn't factor in because I didn't realize that that was outside his scope of work. I assumed it was inside his scope of work. So that's where a general contractor, that's why they call them that, is because they know that this person should have this scope of work in their work, and this person should have that scope of work, and here's all the specifications I want done on the job. That's what, you spend a lot of the time on the computer. You have spent a lot of time at the desk looking at bids, looking at estimates, looking at that. And I struggle with that because as builders, I really want to check the job site. I want to make sure that things are working, things are happening, things are moving along. And then on top of all that, I'm scheduling to make sure things are moving forward on a job site. So I hope that answers the question. Why do they call a builder a general contractor? There's probably a lot more to it, but I wanted to keep it really simple to help you understand. We are not just reading and writing and engaging in arithmetic, we're reading and writing and engaging in contract. That's why they call it a general contractor.